Folks, we're at Advancing Preconstruction, Denver, Colorado. All I am hearing is AI. Who better to get on to discuss AI than Johnny Maghzal, the main man, head of growth at Togal.AI. Johnny, how are you?
I'm doing great, Gareth. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
Good. Everybody I speak to is talking about AI.
Yes.
Johnny, could you simplify it for me? And
Yes.
there's massive trends all over.
Yes.
What are we going to see in AI?
So that's actually a very good question. If I'm going to talk about what is AI, maybe I'll spend 30 seconds. AI is a philosophical concept. It is whatever task that a human can do, but we do it with a machine. Robotics is AI, for example. Anything that, again, a task that usually was done by a human, now it's done by the machine, is AI. But what we have been hearing recently, and I think when we talked on the previous episode or previous time, I was talking about the concept of augmentation versus automation, and where we're not trying to replace the user, we're trying to augment the user. But also now what we are hearing more is that you can feel that people are a little bit getting fed up with the word. You know, you are hearing AI everywhere, and every tool in the world has AI in it. What I feel is going to happen, these AI tools, there's no doubt they are taking over. You know, it is the only time in the history of the world where machines make decisions for people. Before that didn't exist. But what I think will happen is that we will be surrounded by AI tools all over the place. We're not going to even know that they are AI tools anymore. You see, like for example, when you use your credit card, Gareth, you don't care about the handshake that happens between your credit card and the machine of the vendor, because they really two entities that they don't trust each other. There is a mathematical algorithm that happens split of a second, which is a very sophisticated mathematical technology that makes the transaction go away. But do you know about it? Do you even care? You don't care. And I think this is what's going to happen with AI. We will be surrounded by all these AI tools in takeoff, in construction, anything like that, but we're not going to know about it. The thing about AI is that the word is very sexy. You know, AI, artificial intelligence, Tom Cruise, iRobot, you see? But I think this is where the trend is going. People, okay, we know it. We know how we're going to have to embrace it. Companies are convinced now that they're going to have to embrace it. They are embracing it, building people internally to know how to use the tools. But I think just the word will fade away a little bit, you know, because everybody has AI.
And the example you just used about the credit card, right?
Yes.
I mean, everybody thinks AI is going to be this silver bullet and it's going to come and take their job. So they're kind of a little bit distant to it.
Yes.
And that's just not understanding it.
That is very true.
So within construction, specifically
Yes.
pre-construction and estimating, obviously Togal.AI
Yes.
is basically changing takeoff.
Yes.
Will it affect anywhere else, do you think, or is that the main one?
Yes. So for us in takeoffs, as you mentioned, we are really not trying to replace the estimator. There is so much art in the estimator's brain that we would be naive from our side to say, oh, we're going to replace the estimator by a takeoff, by an AI tool. What we are trying to remove is the annoying piece of takeoffs, which is coloring and tracing. So if a task takes 40 minutes without AI, the AI does it for you in 40 seconds, but you have to spend another minute or two. So we went from 40 minutes to 3-4 minutes, let's say. There is still 10 times the saving. But there is a lot of AI tools everywhere. Like, just imagine on job sites, the cameras that detect if people are being safe, using the equipment correctly, things like that, checking in people. There is a lot of places. We actually released a couple of new AI tools, new tools inside Togal that have other AI models inside them. So, as I said, they're gonna surround us everywhere, but we're just not gonna know that this is AI.
Talk to us about those tools, those two
Yes.
tools you just described. I mean, they're a perfect example of
Yes.
the user will be sitting using Togal.AI.
Yes.
He won't even realize it's happening.
Exactly. Yes. So one of those tools, this is a funny story. This tool, like the tool itself, if somebody looking at it from the outside, it existed in every takeoff tool for 20 years now. Literally 20 years. The same tool, the same interface. But now the algorithm inside it, this tool is called image detection or image recognition. So you draw a rectangle around an image, whatever it is, and we find it for you on all the drawings. But the problem with construction drawings is there's a lot of noise on the drawings. A grid line going like that, somebody typed a text or something like that. So this tool the whole job of this AI tool is just to remove the noise so that you stay without the noise, and now we recognize that pattern everywhere. So you see, it's an AI tool that's reducing noise, but who cares? You see, but without the AI, it has been stagnating for 20 years in every takeoff tool in the market, the same tool. And estimators have the same complaint about it. Oh, it doesn't work. You see? But now when
estimators are complaining, are you sure, Johnny?
No, estimators don't complain. They're the best people. They are the best people on earth.
But that's a beauty of it. So what you're saying to me, in 10 years, there's going to be the new graduates are going to come in. Yes. They're going to be using these tools, and they're not even going to know what they're not even going to understand.
Exactly, 100%.
Is it just now in this kind of transition period that we're in that people are going to be a little bit more skeptical and maybe want a little bit more information?
Yes, I think it is a transition period. It happened in everything. Like when, for example, in 1997, my father got me my first computer, like a PC. And I showed him how he can do his invoices for his business. He has a clothing business on Excel. And he was like, oh wow, this is impressive. And you hit sum and it sums it. And the next day I went inside and he was like checking it on the calculator. If Excel did it correctly, you see? I was like, so it is a transition period. This is going to happen regardless. And like I read a book like a month ago and it says, I'm going to say it, you can cut it if you want. New ideas emerge with new graves. So the old generation has to go for new ideas to come. So it's unfortunate that it's the case, but you know, it is the case for every time there is a disruption. People who have been doing things in a certain way cannot change, they are busy. It's not only that they also don't want to change, they are busy, they already have their job. You now want them to learn a new thing. And you see, so with time, the old generation leaves, the new generation comes. We're speaking about that. We are currently talking with 22 universities in the States. We want to get Togal in every university. We have 3 universities already put us in their curriculum. But in universities, things are a little bit slow. Professors want us to help them with the slides and things like that. But this is an effort we started in the beginning of the year.
It's brilliant, Johnny, because I mean, my biggest problem, and one of the things that I asked on the Preconstruction podcast is your construction management degree to the guests. And they talk me through, and I would tell me about the construction management degree. How many modules were on estimating and pre-construction? They would say
very little, 1 or 2.
One.
That's it.
And it's a box ticking exercise.
Yes, exactly.
So to get Togal.AI in there, you know what that might do as well? It might attract the people that were thinking, well, they do construction.
It's boring.
Will they do IT?
Yes, exactly.
The perception needs to change.
True. That's true.
That needs to
because
happen.
you know, in construction, what is the sexiest piece? It's going on the job site. When you imagine, I want to become a construction professional, I want to sit, there is a big job site, I have a map in front of me, or now a tablet, and I'm like, oh, this is what we are building. People don't think that the pre-con side is where things are nice. But as you said, now AI will come to pre-con and people will be, oh, wow, it's maybe more interesting. And I think really they should change titles for people. An estimator is really not a good title. Make it a cost engineer.
100%. Or a pre-construction data engineer.
Yeah, there you go.
That is what it is.
Yes,
pre-construction teams in 10 years will be completely different to they are now.
100%.
It will be BIM VDC modelers, data engineers, pre-construction managers, and maybe a couple of traditional estimators.
I really think the titles will make the big difference. I think Taimur used to touch on this. I don't know if your audience know Taimur. I forgot his last name. But Taimur talks a lot about this. He's a professor and he teaches a lot of students and he's bringing this new generation. And we really think, like I really agree what he said, the titles that you give to people is very important. In finance, they give you those fancy titles, you know, like fancy titles, wealth management, blah, 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 and maybe he's an analyst or something like that. We need to also do this change.
Psychologically, it makes you stick your chest.
Exactly. You're going on a date, she asks you what do you do, you tell her, there you go.
Always about the women, you, Johnny. Good. No, but you're right, you're 100%. And I see that changing as well. I mean, you look at pre-construction analysts, you pre-construction managers, pre-construction engineers, data engineers, but we need to get those data people, those people that are maybe want to become a data science in Twitter and Facebook. Why not come to
construction?
Come to construction.
100%.
We need to embrace it, more diverse teams. Johnny, really appreciate that. Listen, if there's anybody listening now or watching, where's the best place to get you?
To get us? In the event today?
And just to contact you if they have a question about AI or they're interested in Togal.AI.
You can reach out to me personally, Johnny at Togal.AI, JOHNNY at Togal.AI, or go to www.togal.ai. My name is obviously on the website. Anybody reach me, students especially, I have a lot of empathy with students. But yeah, there I love to talk about the whole subject. If somebody wants to talk about Toggle specifically, we're happy, but the whole AI ethics, where are things going, this is what keeps me awake at night.
Brilliant, I love it. Listen folks, don't worry, I'm going to put all of that information down in the show notes below. Johnny, it's a pleasure as always.
Thank you, Gareth. Thank you so much for having me.